Hi everybody, my name is Mielens. I'm the resident artist of flute at University of New Hampshire, and I'm here to give you a couple short little pointers on how to prepare for your New Hampshire All-State auditions. I chose one of the short little mini etudes from the ever-beloved Blue Book, the Advanced Method for Flute, Volume 2, and the required piece, or one of the required pieces in this book, is on page 56, number 20. I will play it for you first. Okay, so let's get started. The most important thing is to think of it in one. If you think of it in three, it is pedantic, it is boring, it's not going anywhere, it needs momentum. So just a slow one, kind of like would be kind of good. It'll keep the direction going forward, and that's always the most important thing in music. Another thing that might help is if you put a little whiff of vibrato on one of the first notes when it's connected to a slur. So I'm looking at the first measure and the third measure of the piece, like that first E. If you put just a little on it, then it just gives it a little bit of levity and helps it sound buoyant. So for example, as opposed to, that's kind of dull, kind of flat, but with vibrato on that first note, just gives a little extra oomph. So I want to consider doing that. One more thing to consider with this piece is breathing. You can breathe on the bar line. You can breathe after the first note of some measures. I think the most important thing is to think about what you want to convey musically, where the phrase ends. When a phrase ends or is tapering, that might be a spot to take a breath before it restarts. So for example, you could argue that you could breathe after the second measure on the second line. To me, the phrase is just kind of like finishing up right there before it starts fresh and new again on the third measure. I'll show you what I mean. I did do a little retard because I felt like that helped to set up that breath right there. Again, just something to consider. You certainly don't have to do that. I think what's most important is not that you breathe exactly here or there, but as long as it makes musical sense and you make it your own and it is compelling and convincing to listen to. One other thing to consider, when I was your age in high school, I didn't think this was a big deal and I didn't understand why my teachers yelled at me all the time, but you've probably heard this from your own teachers. You want to make sure that when you play middle D sharps, that your first finger stays up. I know, it's not that big a deal because you can still hear the D sharp when the finger's down, like, but it has that nasty, airy quality to it. And trust me, the judge will hear it if you do that in your audition. So here, listen to the difference again. The first time I'll have the first finger down. The second time I'll keep the first finger up. When the first finger is up, there's a nice open quality to the tone. It doesn't sound stuffy, it doesn't sound airy. And if you're playing this piece right here and all the other notes around the D sharp have correct fingering, they have a great tone, and then all of a sudden you play the D sharp with the first finger down, boom, that airy tone is going to just stick out terribly and you're going to lose points for it, and that's just a silly thing to lose points for, all right? Okay, one more thing I want to extol is that please learn your scales now. Learn them with a metronome. Just, they're a simple thing. It's like learning vocabulary for an English test. You know your vocab word, you put it down on the test, you get 100. It's great, right? So same thing with the scales. You either know them or you don't. These are gimme points. Just master them now. You might find them a little bit boring, hopefully not, but if you just get it done, apply 10 minutes every day to practicing with a metronome, gradually speed it up a little bit, make sure that the scales are even, and you've got yourself easy points at the audition if you can master those scales and get that done. So good luck on your preparations, good luck at the auditions. Most importantly, have a good time, be true to yourself, and take care.